I'm just going to come right out and say it. This is the most excited I've been for a Doctor Who finale since probably Journey's End. Can it be Sunday yet? Can I give today a down specifically for it not being Sunday? What do you mean no? I write, present and edit this show. Who am I even... There's literally no one there. Who am I even talking to? I think I've lost the plot. Is it Sunday yet? Hello everyone, Rich here, your go-to for Doctor Who from WhatCulture.com, and welcome to the penultimate episode of Ups and Downs for Series 12. Maybe I have an idea for something after the series eyes emoji. Last night saw the airing of Ascension of the Cybermen, and oh boy, did I ascend, if you catch my drift. The two-part finale is a solid 50% done, and I'm 100% done with it being only Monday. Okay, I'm done with complaining about it not being Sunday yet. I lied, you know, I'm not. Anyway, does the Doctor and co escape a swarm of floating Cyberman heads, or do I start dishing out many reds? Does the darkness we saw last week continue to consume Doctor 13, making me hand out plenty of green? We begin this week with a failure. A failure on my part. I said we'd see a previously on Doctor Who with clips from last week's episode intercut with Captain Jack's lines from episode 5, but alas, we didn't. So that's a down for this idiot. Not there, this just here. There. Cool. Instead, we see chunks of cyberfolk floating through space. The Lone Cyberman monologues above. That which is dead can live again in the hands of a believer. Then we get this absolutely gorgeous transition through a Cyberman's eye into the title sequence, and I genuinely made a couple of noises at that point. As an editor, I love this kind of stuff. Gimme an up. Is this the earliest we've upped in Ups and Downs? Maybe. Bosh, we're in Ireland. I thought we were chasing Cybermen. Anyway, this bloke comes across a baby in a basket abandoned in the road. No idea when we are, but I'm going to go for early to mid 20th century. So this guy takes the baby home to his wife, this constable shows up, and it starts the search for the child's parents. But I guess it didn't unearth anything, as this husband and wife end up adopting him. Brendan, he's called. Look at his little hat. The last shot of this introductory sequence is him in bed, as he is sick. Mum says if it gets worse, she'll get the Doctor. Boom! Transition. Alien planet. Alien for the first time in the flipping series. And Team TARDIS are here to help the last few humans in existence that we know of as they try and escape the Cybermen in the last days of the Cyber War. Our companion trio are armed with tech which A, disables their emotional inhibitors, B, creates a force field to protect the refugees and peel a Cyberman apart, and C, project gold dust into the air because Cybermen are weak to it. First time that weakness is mentioned or at least used in this new series. Nice touch that, Chris. Lo and behold, we're not actually fighting full-on Cybermen yet. We're fighting off cyber drones, which are simply flying Cybermen heads, shooting lasers from their eyes. You know what? I'm totally game for this. Those three seemingly perfect contraptions to defeat the Cybermen, they're all blown up. Good. The refugees are in shelter, but Team TARDIS are out in the open. Our systems didn't work. I know. They destroyed everything. I know. We don't have any more defenses. I know! The Doctor screwed up last week and our companions were kind of getting on her nerves. She is still in between that rock and hard place from last week, and they are gonna know about it. Pointing out the blatantly obvious Hello Series 11 scripts is annoying as piss, so there's no filter on the Doctor this week. Go with the humans, help them, stay away from me. Humans, Cybermen, they don't mix. Well, they do actually a little too well, hence why you'll need to bugger off, capiche? We didn't have some weird hard reset on the Doctor's state of mind since last week, so she's still seemingly pushing away our companions. Literally, in this case actually, she screwed up again. Bringing her companions into the midst of the Cybermen has not worked well in the past. This fire is still raging. Angry at herself, angry at her companions, angry about being back in a war zone. I'd like to add that Jodie absolutely bloody nailed her performance this week. Give us some fire and squeeze that sort of bittersweet positivity in during those more heated sequences. Absolutely lovely. Up. Our lone boy turns up again, but he's palled up with two 2006 designed buddies. Not so lonely now, are we? Pop open a few beers, stick Mario Kart on, you got some friends now, bugger off. Graham and Yaz make it to this brutalist, concrete, gravitron-esque ship, but Ryan gets separated still on whatever planet this is. He reconvenes with the Doctor to be joined by Ethan, who's just had a nice face to half-face with old half-face here, who tells him to spread the word to other species, telling them the Cybermen are coming. Are you sparing his life? Not very Cyberman of you. Anyway, the Doctor comes bombing in, bombs our Cyberboy, then the new trio bomb their way to a cybership, escaping the planet, but leaving the TARDIS behind. Flashback to Past Island, and Brendan's all grown up. His father takes him to the police station where he's interviewed for a position by the guy who apparently looked for his birth parents. After saying that he wants to make a difference, he lands the job. Huh. If only job interviews were that easy. Nope, no time to dilly-dally. We're back at it again on the old concrete gravitron. And if you don't know what a gravitron is, it's a theme park ride which first appeared in 1983 that spins guests around very, very quickly, much like this ship does. I'm a theme park nerd, by the way, too. Just in case you didn't think I was already cool enough with reviewing Doctor Who on YouTube every week. Absolute catch me, right? Huh. So our refugees, along with Graham and Yaz, are heading to Ko-Shamus, a location with something known as the Boundary, a wormhole of sorts which sends you to somewhere in the universe seemingly at random. The Cybermen won't be able to follow us there. Sounds good, though they've already pushed this knackered ship a bit too far and bits of it are exploding. Bugger. We'll go straight to plan B then. Die. The Lone Cyberman contacts the Doctor's stolen ship and tells her of his past. He willingly gave himself to the Cybermen only to be rejected mid-conversion. But he wasn't rejected in his eyes, he was chosen. Chosen to lead the Cybermen through their ascension to a new plane of power. But there's more. The Cyberium has made this dude exceptionally clever. Ascension is but the first part. The death of everything comes later. Then, in an act of pure showmanship, he disappears without another word. Our boy Brendan is back. He's chasing a thief to a cliff edge who desperately doesn't want to give up whatever he's stolen, so much so that he happily shoots poor Brendan, who falls back off the cliff to his death. That was abrupt. His superior, again that guy from before, runs to his aid, only for him to wake up. There's no wound or scarring, just a hole in his uniform. Daddy-O's looking kind of resentful to his weird son. So, who is this guy? Back to the Gravitron, they're now stranded amidst bits of Cyberman. Bits of Cybermen that dispense title sequences, if I'm not mistaken. But look, a big cyber ship, a carrier vessel, I think. May as well reroute all the remaining power to the engines for one last punt to the docking bay. We're dead either way. Lo and behold, it works. I mean, it was kind of a given since Yaz and Graham were on board, but we'll get to that. While Yaz and the two bickering engineers are trying to reboot the ship, Graham and Ravio go exploring. What do they find? Dormant Cybermen. Really, really sexy Cybermen, I might add. The best design the Cybermen have ever had, in my opinion. A lovely blend of old and new, very The Invasion meets Nightmare in Silver. I love the recurring classic Who motifs Chibnall has used in this series, so an up from me for these old/new silver bad boys. Also, they're hijacking a cyber warship. Are they really surprised that there are Cybermen on board? Speaking of Cybermen on board, Lone Lad and the Cyber Twins have arrived. Graham and Ravio escape back to the bridge in the nick of time, but our half-baked friend here has found this army. He and his cronies start doing something to these new Cybermen, making them scream in the process. My theory here relates to something the Doctor was saying to Captain Lonely earlier. He still has a little bit of human left in him. Maybe that's what he's doing, loosening the emotional inhibitor, giving them room to imagine. Kind of like how human Dalek sex saw new ways for the Daleks to evolve in the aptly titled Evolution of the Daleks, but simply because there was that little bit of human. He was exterminated though, not Dalek enough for the Daleks. Spoilers, but yeah, that's one of two theories I want to hear from you in the comments section below. The second one we'll speak about shortly. The Doctor, Ryan, and Ethan have made it to planet Ko-Shamus, though it's not actually a planet, it's this dude. He's been waiting for the chance that more humans might come through to cross the boundary. It's kind of lovely, that. So he shows the Doctor this boundary. It's a cute little purple portal. Oh god, and now it's huge. But where does it lead? Anywhere, apparently. Remember? Suddenly the radio comes to life and it's Yaz calling all wavelengths for the Doctor. Cyber Lonely has raised this army of these cyber warriors and they're headed for the bridge. But there's jack bollocks the Doctor can do. The Cybermen kick the doors down and start blasting. Remember how I said that Yaz and Graham being there meant survival is a given? I don't think that's the case anymore. As said, there's been no definitive news as to whether our companions have signed on for Series 13. Jodie has, but as far as I know, our trio haven't. As I said before, Tosin Cole has been cast in a US TV drama, so he might definitely be out. As for Mandip and Bradley, not a clue. Our companions could actually be in danger here. They could actually die. It's good that we don't know the real-world contractual stuff as the series plays out, because usually knowing a companion will leave or stay makes that potential threat or emotional beat not hit as hard. We're in the dark here, and it's working. Graham is in danger, and I'm scared. Back to Ireland one more time. Brendan is an old man. He's retiring from the force, and he's given a nice clock as a leaving gift, but on the way out he's stopped by two men. One is his dad, the other his superior. They haven't aged a day. He doesn't look that shocked though. They take him back into the station, into the back room, handcuff him to a chair, to which he didn't exactly resist, and proceeded to wipe his memory. That's all we see. So what on earth is going on? My theory time. I'm sure this ties into either the Lone Cyberman or Timeless Child plot, obviously. I doubt he's the Lone Cyberman himself, he's far too old, but he could be an alien. He survived a bullet without even a scratch after all. This sinister pair are probably also alien and have been experimenting on him or something. Notice how I said Brendan didn't look shocked or resist. He knew this was happening. He knew this mind wipe day would come. Is this an invasion that he's been sort of dragged into? Is this the planting of seeds for this new race of Cybermen? Or if he's been doing alien stuff and they need to wipe his memory if he's retiring, Torchwood? It's all just gone back up on iPlayer, and Jack has cameoed this series, so maybe I will take Torchwood Series 5? Please? That's theory number 2 I want to hear from you. Comments are that away. But for this whole Brendan thing, I'm giving it an up. Genuinely invested as to how all of this plays in and which plot thread it ties into. Cyberman, Timeless Child, Fugitive Doctor, Master, or another thing entirely? I mean, if it were another thing entirely, that'd kind of be done with all the baggage we've already got. But we'll see. One last intergalactic jump. Back on Ko Shamus, the portal reveals what's actually behind it, and it's Gallifrey. Destroyed Gallifrey. Speaking of destroyed, out pops the Master. Somehow, he's made it out of the Kasavan realm. Now, some people have said this is pre-Spyfall Master, but if that were the case, he wouldn't have recognized the Doctor, surely. Anyway, he tells her to be afraid, as everything is about to change forever. What? Also, thank you, by the way, to the ton of people tweeting me throughout the week saying the Master was coming back. It was kind of a given since it was the finale, but yeah, thank you. So yes, Sacha Dhawan is back once more. How, you ask? Haven't the foggiest. Why is Gallifrey through the boundary? Not a sausage. Is Ko Shamus actually a Time Lord or a bad guy? Maybe. I did think he was a bit too good to be true. Could he be in cahoots with the Master? Is he another Master? Is he Rassilon or something? Is he part of the Cybermen thing? So many questions. Still though, up. I thought the Gallifrey / Timeless Child arc would be brought in the fold because Ruth just turned up again, but no. It's back because it's a goal that the surviving humans have been told to try and get to. Is it a trap by the Time Lords? A bait for the Doctor by Gallifrey since they know she loves getting involved in all of the human business? Maybe. So that was part 1 of the finale for Series 12, and in case you haven't noticed, that is sitting on a rather crispy 0. There was honestly, in my opinion, nothing huge I could outright criticize with that episode. Sure, the Cyberdrones being heads looked pretty dumb, but it wasn't really enough to warrant a dip in the red. Ascension of the Cybermen was an incredible first part of this finale, and as said, Sunday cannot come soon enough. My goodness. But what did you think of Ascension of the Cybermen? Let me know your thoughts and theories on both Brendan and what Lonely and cronies were doing to the warrior Cybermen down below. If you are just as excited as me for the series finale, don't forget to subscribe to What Culture here on YouTube so you do not miss out on next week's Ups and Downs finale and any Doctor Who content in the future. As always, I have been Rich. You can follow me on Twitter at PickUpChangeToe. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you for the finale next week. Let's hope this week goes quickly, eh? See ya.